The market is going crazy right now with heaps of people panic buying. So when's the best time to buy new knives and new gloves? Well, I got you. If you've been living under a rock and you don't know, but the market has rebounded to 4.4 billion and it's been a very quick uphill surge, as you can see here. Everyone thought there was going to be a big crash happening. I included. I thought there was going to be at least a minimum of 500 million going downwards, but it dropped about 300 million on that day all the trade bans got unbanned. It went down 300 million and then went instantly spiked up 600 million. Like, I mean, in the span of a couple of hours, it was crazy. Snagged some good bundles, some good buys, but often the people waiting are the ones that are going to be finishing last. Probably saying enough yapping. All right, get to the point. I will, okay. So I've been looking around the market and a lot of the indicators show me that the price keeps continually going up because people were panicking buying. They were trying to buy and get their hands on the knives that were waiting to go down and dip even more, which sadly they didn't. So people were scrambling to buy the ones that they wanted. But what I saw in this dip right here, as you can see with this butterfly black laminate minimal wear, is that it went down, right? The price went nearly like $80, $90 down. And this is for other weapons too. And this is because the second wave of trade bans were getting unbanned. So as everyone knows, there was a large influx of reds that got bought, like astronomical amount. I think it was 150,000 or 142,000 to be exact, got bought of coverts on the first day. And then obviously the next day that was significantly less. I think the total was about 40,000. The next day was a little bit less and it kept going down in increments. But regardless, that means there's going to be a bunch of new knives on the market every single day for this 7 period. And for the rest of the entire market, I guess you could say, that it's going to be unbanned at 3 p.m. AWST, which is Australian Western Standard Time, which is my time zone. So this can be completely different to you, but for me, it's 3 p.m. ASD. So you just go to Google and you say let's go to GMT, for example. So it's going to be 7 a.m. on the Friday at GMT. So that's the time when knives starting getting unbanned. And in this kind of window, this 2-3 hour window after that trade ban goes live, the prices go down. The prices dip because the people that did the trade ups want to get that profit, so they lowball the rest of the market. So right now you can kind of see that they're all basically above 4,400 UN, which is 930 Australian dollars. But if you go back to the trade records, you can see a 4,000, a 4,000, and then another 4,000 down here. But I think it was around here is that the new ones came into the market and these two new ones were basically straight fresh. So they saved about 80 bucks, maybe take away the tax, you probably save about 70 to 60 Australian dollars on the knife if you were going to be paying the premium price that is currently 4,300 or 933 Australian dollars, which is a lot better than other third-party sites because this is Buff 163. And if you know, you know. But I also really need to add and put this into perspective for you that people are really trying to time the market. And there is some instant aspects like the trades getting unbanned is somewhere that you can kind of time the market. But also if you just look at the overall market and where it came from. As you can see, a tiger tooth butterfly knife was, sitting at 2.2 grand, okay? And look where it is now. It's sitting at a 1.1. It's still basically 50% off. Obviously, these are the ones that are kind of like last sold. It's a little bit delayed for the last couple of hours, but overall, you can kind of see a lot of the market is still quite down. Obviously, China is always going to be the lowest, but you also have ones like white market and stuff that's still quite down there. So in retrospect to where the market was, it's still a very good deal to buy the knives that you want and stop trying to wait and time the market because the dip down here was where we're supposed to buy. I bought a large portion of my skins around this 1 week period, and I did wait a little bit more to invest in some more knives if it dipped again, but it didn't. So you just got to take the loss on the chin that it didn't dip and just buy the one you want. Because if you really look at the graph from the whole time, right? This is when CS2 launched, right? Look at the peak, the build up to the CS2, the hype. Look where it is now, right? It's basically gone back to where the pinnacle of CS2 was for this knife. And then obviously it dips back down here because everyone's like, oh my God, this game is poo-poo, right? But it's still below where it dipped after the CS2 hype died down. So regardless, you're still making 2 years worth of profit if you buy the knife now. Because if you bought it up here, you just hold, don't sell. You got to lose your money regardless, right? So why would you just keep playing with it and play around with it? But if you're looking to buy and invest, this would be the perfect opportunity to do so, because stop looking at, you know, this little section right here, this little section right here, like, oh my God, it's already up to like 25%, 30%. Like, I've already missed my opportunity. It's like, no, you haven't. Look at the bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture. Look at what we're looking at right here. This is what it's probably going to return to in, you know, I said about 6 months time to a year. It's going to be over 6 mil, because in six months, I said it's going to be that 5-6 mil. It's going to be in that area for sure. And look, it might honestly beat that prediction and go over 6 billion in the 6-month time period. But regardless, if you just want to buy that knife and glove combo, the best time to do it is just now. Like, sure, you might lose $80 in the next day or something, but in the long run, it's going to go up. You know, you can't always snipe the best deals. And a lot of people are trying to be that guy, you know, be that bloody stockbroker dude, you know, snipes the best deal. Yeah, I got that deal, you know, I saved $100 on that, you know, you have to go to buy it for another $200. Like, you've already missed the opportunity from that 7-day crash. And the best opportunity to do is just buy it in the coming days. Try and buy it after the trade window goes live, a couple of hours in between, because obviously some people, I mean, a large majority of people are not trying to like insta sell now. There is people trying to insta sell, but it's not going to be like on the minute. You know, when the trade ban comes on, it's going to be boom, straight on, you know. A lot of buy orders are going to be filled as well. So maybe put some buy orders down, put the highest price one up, and then yours might get filled. Or just, you know, when the trade ban goes live, just refresh the tab every, you know, 10-15 minutes and then find out through that avenue. But regardless, if you're trying to time the market, you've already missed it. Just buy the gloves and knives that you want now and just enjoy playing with them. Anyway, that's my opinion and thoughts of the best way to buy the knives. Regardless of how you felt about the market isn't going to crash. The resistance of the buy orders and the resistance of people trying to snipe good buys made that dip basically disappear in a couple of hours, because obviously there was a massive influx of knives on the market, but in reality, you know, it was only about under 5% of extra knives going to be put in the market, and there was a bunch of people waiting to snipe those knives. So like I said, there was going to be a big resistance in buy orders and people waiting, but it was a crazy resistance. I couldn't believe how fast that rebounded from the initial dip of like 300 million and went straight up to 600 million. That was crazy to witness, because I was there during that period of time just watching the market go, and I was trying to get some nice deals. Sniped me some gloves and a knife as well, which is cool. But regardless, that's just what I wanted to say, because people were asking me, oh, should I buy now? Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I wait? There's going to be no crash. There's going to be no other crazy dips happening. Even because people say, oh, the real crash is going to happen in 7 days. No, it's not going to happen. If it didn't happen on the first day, it's not going to happen on the 7th day of the week where there's less supply of knives. The logic isn't logicking, my dude. Anyway, that's going to be me for today. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day or night, and enjoy your new gloves and knife combos, and enjoy playing Counter-Strike. That's what it's there for. Enjoy using the skins in-game and not hoarding them in your inventory like a sneaky little bugger. All right, see you boys.